companies will fail to raise venture capital for one single reason. The market they're targeting is too small. So let's look at how to size the market and then what to do if your market's too small. You're going to traditionally hear three different acronyms: your TAM, your SAM, and your SOM. Your total addressable market, your serviceable addressable market, and your serviceable obtainable market. I like to use two different approaches, a top-down approach and then a bottom-up approach. Now, your top-down approach would be the US construction market in 2030 will be a $2.5 trillion market. So you come to me and you say, I'm only doing residential. Now, residential is about 70%. So we take 2.5 times 70%, that gets us to about 1.8 trillion. And then you tell me, but I'm only doing roofing. Now, roofing by dollar value is about 8%. So we take the 1.8 and the 8%, and then we get to 140 billion. Next, to get our SOM number, we want to take 1% to 5% of that number. So we take the 140 billion times 1% is 1.4, 5% is about 7 billion. Very big numbers. Now let's look at our bottom-up numbers. So we want to know the number of companies we can target, and we want to know our annual price. So number of companies is 4 million construction companies. And our target price, we get to 3,000 per year by researching the market and seeing what other comparable products are priced at. So if we take 4 million, and again, we want that 70%, 4 million times 70% is 2.8 million. And now we want to know what percentage of these companies are roofing, and that's 2.5%. So we take 2.8 times our 2.5%, and that gives us 70,000 companies we're going to target, times 3,000, 210 million. 1%, 2.1 million, 5%, 10.5 million. Okay, those are very small numbers and actually a really big gap from the top-down numbers. So let's look at this a different way. Let's look at the US construction management software industry in 2030, which is 16.5 billion, 70%, 11.6 billion. And again, we're back on the dollar value. So we're going to go to 8%. So 11.6 times 8%, about 929 million. Then we're going to take our 1% and our 5%. So we're going to get 9.9 and about 46. So now you can see that these top-down numbers make more sense. So you want to make sure that you're targeting the right market. Now, if the market's too small, and I'm going to have to say these do look like small numbers when we build out our 5-year forecast, which is why we use 2030, you're going to see these numbers are too small. And we'll do that in a future video. But here's how you fix it. We are talking only about roofing. So we can call this phase 1. And then phase 2 can be plumbing, and phase 3 can be HVAC. And I'll explain why I choose those 3 trades in 30 Days of Mentoring. So if you want to dive really deep in this stuff, join 30 Days of Mentoring. All the information that you need is in the bio. And if you have any questions, feel free to just leave them as comments.